The clash of the superpowers. This is like a dated WWE reference here. It's like when the mega powers exploded. Randy Macho Man Savage, which of course would be Manchester City, and Hulk Hogan, who of course would be Real Madrid. It went down to penalties. It couldn't have been closer in terms of the outcome. In terms of the way the game unfolded, maybe not so much.
No, not so much. But again, I think the game plan from Real Madrid was very much what we saw on the pitch, to try to score early like they did, and then manage space, defend quite deep, which I think they were very ready to go for and happy to do, really. I think they knew they could not match City with the ball in terms of even the intensity and the passing. That's not what they came for. They came for to do that kind of job. I don't think they came for penalties, but they certainly came for an hour win, for example. I think the 1-0 win, had they seen that game out, winning 1-0 after that Rodrigo goal, they would have been very happy. In the end, they had to go through penalty. And being there at the stadium, I thought through the whole game, what was so obvious was how calm and confident and serene they were, even when De Bruyne scored, even when they were under pressure, even when De Bruyne missed his chance of Foden, all of that. It felt like they almost knew they would qualify at some point, somehow.
You're that big on that because when I'm not a body language guy at all. I either misread it or generally think it's always made up after the fact. And before the penalties, the camera zoomed in on Lunin, and I said, I guarantee you, if they go out, somebody will go back and talk about what Lunin looks like. But instead, he was fine during the penalties.
I mean, I was quite close to where they were. They looked super confident to me, really. And I'm not saying that City were not. I'm just saying that Real Madrid looked really, really confident.
We often accuse, or not, actually we don't. I don't, certainly. But the media narrative when City gets knocked out is that Pep is overthinking this. Pep is too clever by half. And we've seen it in the past, leaving out Aguero and Laporte at left back and this whole City narrative. He didn't overthink anything. This was about as bog standard a City side, at least in the first half, as you could see, in terms of put guys in their positions where they play the most and just let them execute and be better than the opposition.
Yeah, although we can talk about Foden again, playing really wide. And it's not just wide. It was literally on the line, on the touch line, which we've said many times, you and I, this is not his best position. He's a 10. He should play as a 10. But if you have De Bruyne there already, they can't both be playing there. Otherwise, Pep would have done it already.
Not unless John Stones is in the back line, but John Stones was on the bench.
Yeah, well, Akanji, to be fair, I thought Akanji played well the three-man role in the position play. The problem is Akanji is not as good technically as John Stones or another City player. And it felt often that it was him, free with the ball, not really sure what to do with it. I was a bit disappointed by Foden's performance, certainly for the first hour. Then he moved more central, and I think that was better. I just don't know what the answer is. You have to play him. Can you play him centrally and De Bruyne? I don't think so. So you play him wide, okay, and do as best as you can. And so for him,
well, he moved him more centrally. City scored.
Yeah,
and so maybe could there be an answer there?
Do that for the whole game? I don't know, because he also was to adapt to what Real Madrid were doing, which was playing really deep and just defending. That's all they did in that second half, really.
Is there any stain on that, on Carleto, for just defending in the second half? No?
You have to do what you've got to do to win those games. I just think that was the plan. And they just executed it perfectly. Rudiger, Nacho, it was not so pretty. 30% of the ball they have. I mean, they had 2 shots on target.
Conceded more than 30 shots.
Yeah. No, they were really under pressure a lot. But this is also, I think, what they do in this competition. They won it, remember, 2 years ago with a great goalkeeper and a striker that was walking on water in Courtois and Benzema. This time they might do it slightly differently. They don't have a number 9 anymore. They have Bellingham. They've got other attributes, other qualities. I just thought that the way they were resilient was pretty impressive still.
Let's talk center forwards. Vinicius and Erling Haaland, of course, probably the two most hyped guys out there. Vinicius plays a big part in the opening goal. Haaland hits the woodwork. Yeah. Other than that, were you a little bit underwhelmed by their performances? Also, the way Vinicius came off. Mean people say it's so that he wouldn't have to take penalties.
Really? I thought he was. I thought he felt his hamstring. That's why I saw.
Yeah, he touches his hamstring. Yeah,
but maybe not. I don't know. I mean, I would trust Vinicius to take a penalty in a game like that. Yeah.
So would I.
For Haaland, I don't know. He made his first pass after 37 minutes. Is this, he made 2 passes in the first half. I don't know. There's that header that goes on the bar. I'm not sure he could have done any better because he's already stretching and he's really high in the air. I don't know. I don't think he was as bad as in the first legs.